Hey guys, it's Michelle with Michelle Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Today I wanted to try out DTF transfer sheets from JiffyShirts, where I usually get my shirt orders from, and see what the quality is and if it's something I wanted to add into my shop as an alternate option. DTF transfer sheets are direct to film as your abbreviation. And for my research, you can either have a white toner printer that would be a DTF imaging option, which is very pricey. It's kind of like a car from when I was researching it. But if you obviously cannot afford the printer, there is a bunch of different places out there that are now doing more DTF images where you can just upload your image, select the size, tell it to print, and go from there. The beauty of a DTF print is that it's like a printable vinyl in the sense that it's already done for you on its carrier sheet. You don't have to do any weeding. You don't have to worry about placing it correctly on your cutting machine, the whole knit and caboodle that's involved in that, along with the fact that it's already done for you. You just roll it out, cut it down to size, and go from there. So I'm really hoping this works out. The other beauty of DTF is also it allows you to basically adhere the image to any type of substrate. This means that if you're used to doing sublimation, you do not have to worry about your polyester count. If you're working with vinyl on any type of material, you don't have to worry about having the right color for your images and how many images you have to cut, how many images you have to layer. As I'm telling you all this, you're probably like exhausted from me telling you. And so it cuts down the function of the process. I'm not sure how this is supposed to open. And so therefore, it might be easier. So I just wanted to try it out. I wanted to share my experience with you. Now, JiffyShirts, which is where I purchased this from, they had a promo going on, or they have an option going on where you basically, can purchase up to $29 worth of images and you get free shipping and it's next day. So to me, that's a win-win. $29 I don't think is a bad deal. Free shipping to get that I don't think is a bad deal. And next day I think is amazing, because if you need something for an order, that's great. So what I did was I went through a whole bunch of images that I wanted to print, and let me see if I probably can't get them all into frame, but this is pretty cool. So we're going to cut these down and then I'll show them to you one by one. So here are some others that are on the bottom. And again, I chose the size that I wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off camera and then I will be right back. All right guys, so I went ahead and I cut down all the images. I'm gonna share with you what they look like before we go pressing. I will put a link down in the description box below. All the images I used, the majority of them except for one was acquired from Fabrica. If you have a subscription with them, then it will be free for you. If you don't, you would have to purchase each image on your own. I did check JiffyShirts website, and so you know I am currently setting my temperature for my heat press at 320 degrees Fahrenheit because I will be using all cotton shirts. I really want to see how this turns out. It does advise you, if you're using a polyester shirt, you might want to reduce the heat to 270, but this is all found on their website as well. This is what I'm looking at. And then you just press it between 10 to 15 seconds. I will be doing 15 seconds on medium pressure. And then once the image cools on the garment, so you definitely want to make sure to completely cool, then you want to peel off the image, which is what we're going to do, and then bring it back to the heat press and then press again for 5 to 10 seconds to lock in your image to your garment. So I really cannot wait. I already paired all these images with the shirt we're gonna do. So this one here, I just couldn't resist it. It says Karma is a cat, and if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you know what this is from. Purring in my lap because it loves me, and I love the colors, I love the concept, and I was just like, yeah, that's what I want. So I did that one first. Then this one I came across, it just spoke to me, the hell I won't. And then it's a girl sitting like, yeah, I hear you. This one says, I just smile and say God bless. You can interpret that however you want. Then I am making this for a gift for one of my friends. She's a dog mom, and I thought this was really cute design, and so I'm gonna put this on one of the shirts. This, I just thought it was just, I don't know, it screamed Day of the Dead or, you know, Halloween vibes. And if you follow me already, you know I love a Halloween type of shirt, and it was very feminine. So I said, you know, I'm not going to say what it says at the bottom, but it's a tarot card that I thought was perfect. So I'm going to put that on a shirt. Then this is a design I actually created for a group of ladies, and I wanted to put it on one of my shirts, so I had it too. Vibu is Vicky Booten. If you are following her, you know what this means. If not, no big deal. But I wanted to put that on a shirt for myself. And then my daughter's boyfriend loves Michael Myers, and I just couldn't resist this. I thought this was hilarious, so I did this one. I want to keep them in order, so that when we press them, we're all good. And then my dad's celebrating his 70th birthday this month, and so I thought this would be cool because he loves, I think this is from Budweiser. He loves Budweiser, so I thought this would be fun. And then this is for me. I love Jaws, and I'm a cat lover, so this was just hilarious, and I couldn't stop laughing. I still can't stop laughing. It's just the vibrancy of this print. I really hope it comes out as good as it looks. So anyways, I did 9 images for $29, a little bit more probably. As you can see, each image had a different size bracket, so that does play a role in your pricing per image. Another thing to just put note out there, you can kind of see how the back has that glossy thing on it. You always want to make sure that your images come back like that, because that's going to be the material that adheres the image to your garment. At least that's what I've seen online. So if any of your stuff doesn't come with that backing, it's because they weren't cured for that DTF image to come through. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the heat press, and we're just going to do one at a time. I'm probably just going to play some music because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me do it in regular time. But then when we're done with all the pressing, we have 9 to press. I'll show you all of them, and then we can talk about it. So sit tight. Okay, before we get started, I'm just going to share with you some of the stuff I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a Teflon sheet along with my ruler to make sure I have everything straight, even though I still like to eyeball it again after I level it down. I'm also going to be using some heat tape because this transfer does not have any stick to it, so I definitely want to make sure that it's there. So now we're going to go ahead and get to pressing. All right, so we're back at the desk because I wanted to share with you what happened with the first one, which is why I didn't do the rest in the video the same way. So I put the shirt back on the heat platen, which is probably my biggest mistake because the platen on the bottom, the foam portion, is still hot. And by the time I got to halfway here, I feel like it started to reheat, which is why you can kind of see in the transfer sheet that imagery stayed on the transfer and didn't come through the shirt. Now you can see after I pressed it again, the shirt isn't terrible. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of what was supposed to be the tail of the cat, but it adhered fantastic. Now this is a shirt, as you can see, that I purchased from Target. This was, I think, last year during their summer run. The ones that they have now, I feel like their manufacturer is a little different because the fit is different. But my daughter came in the room while I was doing it and she's like, oh my God, Mom, that is so cute. It looks like you just bought it off the rack. This is so stinking cute. I thought it was going to be too big for the imagery of the shirt, but I think it works out perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to pull the rest of the 8 shirts that I didn't do on camera. This one, definitely make sure it is cold. It is very cold. And once we're done peeling them, I'm just gonna put them back on the press for 10 more seconds. So let's see how this goes. All right, so I went ahead and pre-pressed this one more time because I feel like those little dots aren't coming up and it didn't really make a difference. I was trying to think that maybe me waiting too long had an impact, and as you can see, look at all the dots that were left behind. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if I waited too long, or what I did. We're gonna go ahead, and I had the same issue with this one, so we're gonna pre-press this one for another 10 more seconds, let it cool, and then pull it off and do it again. So let's see if that works, and I will be right back. Okay, so we're back here. I'm going to pre-press it for 10 more seconds, and then we are going to let it cool. I've been placing all my shirts that I pre-pressed again off to the side. And once you pre-press it, you will see that it does adhere to the garment. So all those little pieces that look like they were about to fall off did adhere. So I'm gonna leave that there. So now I'm gonna pre-press this one because it was giving me some trouble. And again, I don't know if it's because I just was doing them in bulk and letting them sit for too long. I don't know if that's the issue, or maybe it's because I need a pillow like I did for the other shirt. Let's try that because it is a V-neck shirt. Sometimes hems are nitpicky. So we're gonna try this with a pressing pillow underneath. If I got it right. No, I did not. Let's go the other direction. All right, so it's covering everything. So again, I am going to press it. I think I'm gonna do the full 15 seconds. And I think they came out great. I mean, there were some images, I think for the infinite things was the issue. We're gonna let this sit for a minute to cool down completely, and then I will be right back. All right, so we're back at the table. It is completely cooled, and let's see if this helped it at all. I think it did. So I think the trick is don't do them in mass production, because now all I have to do is just press this one more time. While I go do that real quick, I'm going to bring over the other shirts so we can just take a look at all of them. All right, guys, so I have all the shirts that we did in this video. There was 9 of them. One is cooling off right now. I gotta say that I am pretty impressed. Yes, it's not sublimation. Yes, it's not vinyl. However, it's the baby of both, in my opinion. Because you do have, and let's look on the inside, you do feel there's a material on there. I will admit that. But depending on your imagery, you won't feel like there's a sticker. Like, I don't feel this as a sticker. I mean, look how I am crumbling it up. I don't know if that's even what you're supposed to be doing the first 24 hours, but I just did it. I don't feel it raised as much as I do vinyl. You can hear all that moving around. So that's one of the shirts. This one, the image I created, this is one big thing. I will tell you that I do feel that there is an image there as a whole, but I will tell you it doesn't feel like a sticker in the thickness. I don't know if this is helping anyone with their thought process, but I think it's freaking cool. So again, I don't feel it raised like vinyl. I do feel that it is one solid color. Looking on the inside, I mean, I guess you can kind of tell, like if I go like that, the words, right? Now all these shirts, minus the green one, are all Bella Canvas, which are 100% cotton, I think, or 57% cotton, 40 something percent polyester. So you really shouldn't bleach on these, and you can't sublimate because it'll just fade. But I love it. Oh my god, I really like this. So I'm really curious to see how the people I'm gonna give these to feel about it, how they wash and wear. This one is for my personal use. So I will definitely share with you my take on this. I always suggest to my clients or anyone using any type of product you are applying to shirts, always wash inside out. Don't use hot water. Obviously no bleaching, but I have shirts for 4 years and they're still in good quality. It just depends on how you take care of your garments. So this one's gonna be for my dad. I was really liking it. Hopefully he likes it too. I think it's really cute. This one will be for my daughter's boyfriend. I'm sure he's gonna be like pretty neat. He's a guy, you know, but like I can scrunch him up. I wouldn't iron on top of this. I would definitely throw it back in the dryer to let it iron well on its own. This one, it's all one, and I think I'm gonna have this for myself. So because this is all one, I will tell you honestly, you feel like a thin coating on there from the inside. I will see how it feels when I wear it, because usually when you wear certain things of all one nature, sometimes it's too thick and you feel like you are wearing a sticker. But I like this one. So tell me what you thought. Oh, let me bring the other shirt. That was the V-neck that we just finished. So, I mean, here's what I'm gonna give you as my observation. If you're using an image as this, I don't think you're gonna feel the difference between sublimation and not. Because honestly, look at this. I know with vinyl you can do that, but look how many colors you would have to cut out of vinyl to do this. And depending on the type of vinyl you purchase, sometimes you do feel it raised. I don't feel anything raised here. Like nothing. Nothing catches my fingers. Okay? When you're using a image as this one, where you have a mixture, as we know, some of the little dots, see how some of the little dots, let me go this way, some of the little dots didn't come out. That's just something you're just gonna have to accept. I don't know if, again, if it was because I waited too long. So that's something I would probably try better to figure out. And when we did the last shirt, I think that was the answer to the problem. But you have one solid image here and you have random images. So again, it's gonna be a mixture between this one and something like this as a solid piece. Obviously the solid pieces you saw were easier to pull than ones like this. Like you wanted to make sure everything was there. And as you saw with this one, we just took it back to the heat press and just pressed it with the transfer sheet still intact. So we didn't pull it off. We just left it the way it was and it turned out fine. So I'm just going to say, I'm not sure if this is going to happen with all DTF because every company does their own style and everything. But again, I got these from JiffyShirts for transfers. They actually have at JiffyShirts transfers for glow in the dark for glitter. So I might try that next because I'm very curious to see how the glow in the dark, especially with Halloween approaching, is going to be. So I might be back sometime in the next few months with possibilities of those. But tell me what you thought. Have you tried DTF? Do you know what DTF is? Did this help you figure out if this is something for you? If you use another company with DTF, let me know. I'm very curious to know if you had the same experience or outcome, or if your options were different. And if you feel $29 with free shipping and next day delivery is reasonable, because I'm curious. There's also, you know, like I said, there's many different companies out there that are now offering this, whether it's independent or smaller companies. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me and going with my fun journey on making all these shirts. I hope to be back in a few days with another video. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking the videos, for commenting. I really appreciate all your support, and I will see you next time. Take care.